Paper and greed. I ran into an old friend the other day, a friend who spent most of his working years doing recycling. Jack is a disciplined, committed, intelligent, and articulate environmentalist. In his current position, he directs the recycling efforts of a major state university, the largest such program in the country. So, I asked Jack how things were going. He told me, not well. After years of increasing collections and sustainable prices from industry, in the last few years, prices for recycled paper have been dropping. How could this be? I asked. Well, it turns out that the big paper companies that deal in recycled and virgin paper have been doing more of their business in virgin paper. You see, they're deforesting Siberia. For Jack, this situation is incredibly frustrating. After years of building consciousness on the campus of the need to collect recyclables, building a program with equipment, staff, and volunteers to do the collections, and finding markets to sell the collections, all of a sudden, events on the other side of the world could be threatening his program's financial viability. On a different note, I caught a news blurb recently that said satellite data from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration indicates that the growing season in the Northern Hemisphere is a full week longer this year than it was 10 years ago. Some scientists say that this is clear evidence of global warming. Other scientists say that, well, yes, there is warming, but it's probably the result of natural fluctuations that occur over the millennia. All the scientists agree that the average temperature of our home planet has gone up 1 degree Fahrenheit in the last 100 years. What they disagree about is the cause of this increase, and therefore the long-term effects of our relationship with the natural world. Some say we're doing fine, even if nature is going to flood coastal areas, what with glaciers melting more than usual because of the temperature increase. Other scientists say that the changes we're seeing now are the result of long-term damage, and that these changes are going to grow more extreme. I have to concede that the arguments made by the don't worry, be happy crowd could very well be correct. When they trot out the argument that since weather changes over thousands of years, it is impossible to know if the changes we're seeing now are the result of our poisoning the planet or just the result of natural cycles. If the changes are natural, then there really isn't much we can do but brace ourselves. If the changes are the result of our actions, our conscious disregard for the interconnectedness of the natural world, then we may be committing suicide. However, the thing the be happy crowd ignores is the other side of the argument. It's impossible to know how severe the effects of pollution and deforestation will eventually be. And we are negligent for not taking seriously the possibility that these changes may in fact be caused by human activity. Even if that possibility is minute, the risk is substantial and could threaten the survival of humanity. It seems to me like this is something we ought to take seriously. In which case, at what point are we to seriously consider indicting the entire Republican Party on charges of conspiring to commit genocide in their intentional, coordinated, long-term plan to gut environmental protections in this country and across the planet? At what point should the military take action to destroy the headquarters of Mitsubishi to stop their genocidal quest to deforest Indonesia and the rest of the Pacific Islands? When will we see the CIA destabilizing Weyerhaeuser to prevent it from deforesting Siberia? What is the CIA doing these days to protect us anyway? They have the intelligence gathering capabilities. Perhaps they should infiltrate Georgia Pacific to see what it knows about plans to debilitate the Earth's ability to cleanse the atmosphere. Rivers and forests are the way that the Earth cleans itself. If we pollute the planet and destroy the natural mechanisms for dealing with this pollution, then we may be doing irreparable damage, at least from the point of view of human survival. Or, more significantly, perhaps the CIA could just destabilize Wall Street generally, bring down the entire self-centered, short-sighted, greedy, egotistical, cruel, and destructive economic system known as capitalism, and replace it with a human and nature-oriented system that will have the foresight to save this species and our ecosystem. The military and CIA are floundering for a purpose. Here it is: save humanity from greed. Besides, my friend Jack, not to mention the rest of us, needs someone to eliminate the competition from virgin paper mills. This is Richard Curtis.